Pow! Welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is, of course, Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram. Today, our Marvel Legends reviews continue with this X-Men Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. And in front of me, I thought we would show the villains some love as we have the most iconic X-Men villain there is. And it is, of course, Magneto. Probably not in his most iconic look. This is a more updated version of the character. I'd prefer the red and purple costume. But I think we have had a release already with that, with the Jubilee Build-A-Figure wave. I never managed to get hold of that because that wave was like gold dust over here. But I am happy to add a Magneto to my own collection with an unmasked Eric Linshaw head as well, which I appreciate. We also get some effects, some interchangeable hands, and of course a Build-A-Figure piece for Apocalypse. So without further ado, let's look at the box. X-Men logo at the top. Picture of Magneto on the side. On the back, we get some promo pictures, a little write-up, and then, of course, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to complete the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. Today, we're reviewing Magneto. So, as I said, probably one of the most iconic X-Men villains, so I had to add him to the collection. Hopefully, we'll get a re-release of the red costume soon, but until then, let's open this guy up. So here's Magneto out of the box, and I guess my biggest gripe is that he's not on the outfit I wanted, but if you ignore that and just take it as a figure pretending it is the outfit you wanted, I do think it's very good. Apart from a few paint scruffs on mine, which is always disappointing. I've got like a black mark there on his helmet, which stands out quite a bit of scruffy paint on the knees. Other than that, the figure is quite good. The plastic hood is made of a soft plastic, so it's easily taken off, and obviously the shoulder pads are attached as well. So then the figure itself, I can't think what mold it is. It may be a new mold. There's only one whole peg. It probably isn't a new mold, but again, I'm terrible at playing that game. But yeah, this articulation is fine. It is what you would expect for a male Marvel Legend figure. Shame that the red doesn't go all the way through there on the crunch. I like his whited out eyes. I don't get why they've gone for purple with his effect, but they have. On the back, you'll see that the peg, there's a peg and there's a hole, so it goes plug in. So then because the cape's soft, it doesn't affect articulation for the arms. And yeah, it's soft enough that you'll be able to get a flight stand underneath him and you can hold him up, and that's probably the best way to pose your Magneto. He does come with some interchangeable parts, which I will quickly get into, but first, he does come with a Build-A-Figure piece for the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure, so subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and come back soon, because once I've whizzed through all of these X-Men reviews, I will be reviewing the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure last. He also comes with some interchangeable hands, which are just two black fists. And then he comes with some effect pieces, which are the same effect pieces I think we have got on the Thor 2-pack that we got with Valkyrie. And I think these come with Storm as well. And these are just made of a soft plastic, and you can just sort of manipulate them any way you want. They just sort of wrap around the hand. And I actually quite like them. Like, I don't get why people wouldn't like these. They're very easy and give you display options. Maybe doesn't show off his he doesn't have electric powers, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't show off his effect very well because he's not an electric powered action figure. He's got magnetic powers, doesn't he? He controls metal. So yeah, but still, it's better than nothing in my opinion. And the purple is nice contrast to the black and the red. Just probably not the perfect power set for him. Maybe an actual magnetic plate would have been good, or a magnet hands. That would be interesting. But yeah, there you go. So these hands pop off. Very simple, and you can put the fists on, so he doesn't have any power. This wrist piece seems to be a separate piece, so I'm guessing there you go. It can come off as well. So customizers might like the fact that you can take off the gauntlet pieces on his arms. Would you call them gauntlet pieces? I'm calling them gauntlet pieces. And I've lost a hand. So there you go, that hand in. Let's take that out. So both the power effects hands are the purple translucent with like they're just open palms. And again, I quite like them. But there you go, all black. And then let me zoom in real quick, and because he does also come with an interchangeable head, which I appreciate. So let me just pick up the camera and zoom in on this head. So you'll see what I mean if I just move the light in a little bit. There is a little paint blemish underneath, well, on the red on his helmet right there, if you can see. But I do like the whited out eyes. They've got like a little bit of a red glare to them on the edge as well, which I like. And it is a very trademark helmet for Magneto, so I ain't got no complaints with that. I just don't like there's a bit of paint gruffage, but that comes off simple as you would expect from Marvel Legends. And then you get an unmasked head, and again, I always appreciate it when Hasbro give us unmasked head for characters to give us a different display option. It's always appreciated, and I actually quite like this head. I've seen a few people online saying they don't like it, they don't like the way the hair sits on the head because the hair seems to be a separate piece, but I actually quite like it. Obviously this is the Eric Linshaw. Magnus is his previous real name, and he's frowning a little bit. I think the eyes are painted nice, and then there isn't a lot of detail in the white hair. It's basically just white with maybe a bit of grey dry brush or wash. I'm not too sure. It doesn't seem like it's all white. Maybe it's just my lighting, but I think it's quite good. I think that is a very decent Unmasked Magneto head, and I appreciate that Hasbro have given it us. I just wish his outfit was red and purple and not black and red. But yeah, if anyone is wondering who's Magnus, what you want about Eric Linshaw, Magneto doesn't look like this, well, this would be the best time to ask the question, Magneto, who is he? This is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is he? And I try and give you a little bit of information about the character this figure is inspired by. So Magneto, who is he? Magneto was born Max Eisenhart, known as Magnus, before creating the cover identity of Eric Linshaw. Magneto's first appearance was in the X-Men #1 in September of 1963. Magneto is a powerful mutant with the ability to generate and control magnetic fields. He sees mutants as the evolutionary superior to humans and doesn't think they can coexist. Due to being a Holocaust survivor, he doesn't want mutants to suffer the same fate and sees the world as fearing the mutants. In the past, he was good friends with Professor X, but their different philosophies on the human-mutant relationship caused a rift in their friendship. Magneto formed the Brotherhood of the Mutants and has been a consistent threat to the X-Men in the Marvel Universe ever since. So there you go, I hope that helped. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information about the characters these figures are inspired by. And I really do like this figure. I just wish it was in the purple and red outfit. I like how the cape isn't very back heavy, so we can stand up perfectly fine. I like the texturing on the cape and that it's a softer plastic, and it doesn't affect the articulation. It does look a little bit more dark blue than it does black there though. And I do like the displaying options as well with the purple. I do think the purple was an interesting choice, but it works well against this black and red. So yeah, overall I like the figure. I've also put this unmasked Eric Linshaw head onto a suited body, and even though he has a tiny bit of no neck syndrome, through your displays you can definitely get it to work. So I quite like it. Let me pick up the camera and zoom in just a little bit to show you what I mean about the no neck syndrome. So it hasn't got much of a neck, but it does work. The skin tone is probably a little bit different, but overall I think you can get that to work in your displays, and I think it looks pretty good. Again, always appreciate it when Hasbro do give us those extra display options. Now when it comes to comparisons for Magneto, I'm a little disappointed because I don't have all the figures I'd like to compare him to. I'd love to compare this Eric Linshaw to a Professor X and a hover chair. Fingers crossed, San Diego Comic-Con, Hasbro actually revealed that, because I'm holding out. I do not have a Professor X in my collection just yet. And also I don't really have any of the main cast of the evil Brotherhood of the Mutants or his daughters, Perales or Scarlet Witch. I think I do have Perales somewhere on the shelf, but I don't have Scarlet Witch comic version, which I'm basically going to get now just so I can pose with this guy. Quicksilver, I don't have him. He's obviously his son. So yeah, I do really like Magneto. Very important to the X-Men lore, so he's definitely needed for the collection. And now this mold exists, maybe we'll get it in the blue and the red and purple, or the white and black, because I know a few people want that as well. But overall, very happy with the figure, and I'd rather have this Magneto in my collection than none. So happy days. What other comparisons have I got next to me? I have, obviously, we've already reviewed Psylocke in this wave already. And Psylocke, I think in the comics, actually killed Magneto when he was wearing this outfit. So spoiler alert, but I think I've seen some pages of the comics where she killed him in that outfit. The other figure I've already reviewed from this wave is obviously the perfect, well, probably not the perfect, but the best Wolverine figure we have so far. And it is obviously Wolverine in his yellow and blue tiger striped outfit. So yeah, very happy. He does stand quite tall compared to these, but as you can see him compared to a normal Marvel Legend, he's basically only a little bit taller because of his helmet, which makes sense. If you bring him in next to Colossus, for example, or where's Colossus? I forgot. Bishop there. You can see Bishop's definitely taller. And then obviously Colossus, much, much taller. But yeah, he scales really well. Do like the figure a lot. And yeah, even displayed just like that, he looks quite menacing. And I do appreciate it when you can display your figures and they don't look boring. So you let me know, what do you think in the comments below. I always like reading your thoughts and opinions. Of course, I reply if it is worthy of a reply. But yeah, much appreciated, people. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Obviously, lots more reviews to come from this X-Men wave so far. And as always, people, I shall see you on the next one.